How does silence make you feel? Restless? Do you feel a primal urge to check your phone? How many of you did after my intro at the beginning? It feels like people are uncomfortable with silence these days. I've been playing some X4 Foundations recently. It's a space sim where you can explore, fight, trade, and build a whole empire. There's so many things to do. Since I'm still getting acquainted with the game, I'm doing simple stuff. Going through the story quests, doing some random missions, and just mapping out the sectors. The ship I started with is pretty slow, so it takes a minute to get to one of the other sectors when a quest brings me there. Literally, like a minute. It can take a minute or two to fly to a quest objective. When I realized that, it wasn't really a thing like, oh my god, it takes 60 whole seconds to fly somewhere. It was more like it just takes a minute to get to my objective. It didn't seem like a big deal, so I made sure my destination was put into my ship and activated autopilot. That was a while, right? And we're still not at the destination. When was the last time you played a game with downtime like this? Games with big open worlds like Skyrim, they'll give you things to do along the way to your objectives. Even then, if there's no NPCs to see or caves to plunder, just the environment itself has so much variation. You take note of the trees, rocks, hills, mountains, every little detail that goes into making this a believable world. Here, it's just kinda nothing. It's a bizarre feeling playing this game. It's like the developers are confronting me with my low attention span. What? You can't just sit still for 60 seconds and look at the pretty space environment? You gotta pull out your phone and scroll through Twitter? I hate that I have that compulsion. I'm not like that with every game though. I've been playing a lot of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 and Donkey Kong Bonanza recently. I get really sucked into these games. But you know why I don't feel the need to pull out my phone while playing them? They literally don't give you a chance to. These games send your brain into dopamine overdrive. You're constantly being rewarded while playing them. Whether it's navigating a tricky line in Tony Hawk or collecting a banana in Donkey Kong, games like this satisfy you frequently and consistently. Let's go through all the little rewards Donkey Kong Bonanza throws at you for collecting a banana, the game's main collectible. First, you have to punch it 3 times to collect it. It's satisfying to do just that. The sounds, the rumble, the screen shake, everything makes it feel good to punch something, anything in this game. 2. You get a special animation of the characters turning towards the camera and looking happy. The classic "oh, banana" sound effect plays. Donkey Kong eats the banana and that gives you 1/5 of a skill point. And then you have the mental satisfaction of knowing that you've ticked off one collectible in the checklist of however many there are in the stage. What rewards do you get for completing a mission in X4 Foundations? I think there's a beep sound effect that plays, and there's a little message in the log that says you were paid. Genuinely, sometimes I beat a mission in this game and I don't even realize it happened. There's that little fanfare for completing one. This sequence that plays after collecting a banana in Donkey Kong hacks your brain. It pulls out every trick in the book to make your brain feel like it just did something good. This doesn't do that. But you know what? I still kinda like it. I'm appreciating the mental break this game is giving me. It's not overstimulating with flashy colors, a bombastic soundtrack, and hundreds of little things to collect as I roam through the world. It's just me and my spaceship as I fly in a straight line for a couple minutes with the serene OST filling my ears. It's meditative. It's reminded me that I should become wholly immersed in games more. This is kinda embarrassing to admit, but I have a nasty problem of watching YouTube videos while playing games. YouTube is full of videos from all kinds of creators on more topics than you could ever imagine. I'll find a couple hour-long video on some topic that seems interesting. I'll stop watching partway through and go to do some real-life stuff. Then I come back, open YouTube, and immediately find another video that I want to watch. so I have to add that to my watch later, and that gets queued up to play next. I know some people will get their watch later playlists into the hundreds, thousands even. Some people in my Discord were sharing their watch later playlist links, and it was literally like 3,000 videos. Nearly 5,000 videos from this person who will remain unnamed. YouTube shoves so much cool stuff in your face, it feels like there's no time to watch it all. I do spend a lot of my free time watching YouTube, but I don't want to do it all the time. Here's a fun fact about me. I like playing video games. I had a brilliant idea one day. What if I combined the two hobbies? I can play a video game while watching a YouTube video. Now I'm not a monster. I won't play something like Undertale while watching a YouTube video. Games that have a lot of writing demand your attention. It's easy to miss a plot point or joke if you're busy watching Northernlion react to some Reddit posts on your second monitor. So games with a good story, I will give them the full attention they deserve. But Ghost Recon Breakpoint? Forza Horizon? Monster Hunter? You bet I'm rewatching Red Letter Media's Best of the Worst series while playing these games. They're perfect for that. You can use your ears to listen to the video and use your eyes to play the game. Pause the game or the video if the other becomes more important in the moment. It feels so efficient to do that, like I figured out how to hack reality itself and get more time out of the day. I can watch more YouTube videos and play through more games. Consuming two good things means more happy, right? It feels like you're doing yourself a disservice by doing that. Even if you could prove that you noticed every important detail in the game and every important detail in the video you just watched, showing that you missed no context from either media, it still feels kinda wrong. Here's how I look at it. The human brain can run at a certain speed in your day-to-day life. Working a job, doing chores around the house, grocery shopping, these are focused activities that have you doing one thing at a time. Then you throw entertainment into the mix. Say you get home from work and want to play some Assassin's Creed Shadows. Just playing a video game is like one of the activities I mentioned earlier. You can focus in solely on it. As the game is launching, you realize you didn't finish that Nintendo 64 Iceberg video you started yesterday, so you resume that on your second monitor. This is where your brain kicks into overdrive. Say you go through some dialogue in-game, so you pay attention to that for a moment. Then, once it's over, you shift your attention back to the video as you make your way to the next NPC, where you'll then shift the majority of your attention back to the game. There's no downtime there. Your brain is running at max capacity all the time. And like I said, even if you can divide up your attention in a way where you technically don't miss anything from the game or the video, I feel like you're building a bad habit there. You're setting yourself up for discomfort with silence. Games are carefully crafted with peaks and valleys in which it demands your attention. They don't want you to feel too overstimulated with just cutscenes or just intense combat, so they'll throw in a short walking section to let you rest for a moment before you get back into things. Now that you have a video playing on the side, you no longer have that rest period. I felt this myself. I've played a ton of games alongside YouTube videos over the years. Skyrim, RuneScape, Hyrule Warriors, these are games that I've previously thought were perfect, quote, podcast games, as people call them. But I've felt that my brain is just running at 100% while playing these games. I notice myself ping-ponging between it and the video I'm watching, and in retrospect, it doesn't feel very healthy. In fact, I bet it's hurt my ability to play non-podcast games. Like I said earlier, I won't watch videos alongside games that demand my full attention. But you know what? It's led to me just sometimes not playing those types of games. There have been moments where I was in the mood to play something and I had a juicy story game lined up, but I also had a couple of games I could just vibe in. And I also knew that I had some YouTube videos I've been meaning to watch, so I go with the latter game so I can go through some of those videos and play something in the meantime. It feels like every time I do that, I'm taking a bite of a forbidden fruit. Every time I decide to multitask my entertainment, I'm taking away just a tiny sliver of my attention span. Not a whole lot, just a crumb of it. But add that up over months, years, a decade even. I feel like that's definitely changed me. And don't get me wrong, it's not just games that are like this. Short-form videos, social media feeds, Discord, There are so many forms of entertainment out there easily accessible at a moment's notice, and you'll feel satisfied immediately. The entertainment industry and life as a whole is kind of pushing everyone into more active brain states 100% of the time. I remember hearing how some shows pitching to Netflix would get notes that their script wasn't second screen enough, meaning that people who had the show on in the background would miss details while they were scrolling through Twitter on their phone. Shows are being developed with the intent of being a second screen experience. That's terrifying. It's scary that modern consumption habits are changing art like that, where characters will repeat important plot points lest you missed them because you were watching a funny cat video on your cellular telephone. Once I really became aware of this recently, I wanted to try and fight it. Fight this urge to be constantly stimulated 100% of the time. I wanted to become more comfortable with silence. There are games that I've been wanting to play for a while, but they seem just kinda boring at first glance. If I can work towards fixing my mindset here, maybe I'll be able to finally appreciate them. I remembered hearing about dopamine detoxing a while back. I was curious if there was any truth to that scientifically. It turns out, if you take the phrase literally, it's not really a thing. Dopamine is a fundamental part of the brain. You can't just not have it. Apparently, some people out there tried to completely deprive themselves of any and all pleasure from their lives to regain their attention span or something? That's nonsense. But when you hear the phrase dopamine detox, you can kinda imagine what that'd look like in practice, such as rejecting the urge to pull out your phone during a microsecond of downtime, or, God forbid, go outside more. I spent the first part of this video talking about downtime in games, but how much downtime do you have in your life? Time spent not working, gaming, movie watching, whatever. Go for a walk every now and then. At the very least, it's a good break between gaming sessions. It connects you with the real world. Or start reading some books. That's something I got back into recently, currently making my way through Foundation by Isaac Asimov. I've been an on and off reader for the past decade or so, reading maybe 1 or 2 books a year if something strikes my fancy. I could definitely get into it more though. Reading a book activates your brain in a way that movies and shows and games don't. It's almost meditative if you don't do it that often. You actually have to use your imagination. Find some fiction out there that opens your mind. If there's anything I want you to take from this video, it's to slow down. Maybe don't play so many games that are like crack for the brain. Play something that's slower every now and then. And don't feel like you have to fill your time with as much stuff as you can in the shortest time possible. Even though you could put on a video while playing your favorite open world game, maybe skip out on it. Completely immerse yourself in the world the developers crafted for you. And hey, really, start reading some books. Pick a genre of movie or game you like and look up some of the best books in that space. It'll do you some good. Thanks for watching, Pretizens. See you next time.